Time for a garden update. So here we go. Raspberries are doing real good. I just got everything watered. This one's producing, and I've been eating some of them off there. You see, I've already had me a snack. Plucked a few off there. And I planted some things today because I lost a couple aromas and I had to replace them. But my onions are doing good, other than I have to get in here with my cultivator and weed. The syrup hoe did not want to take that crabgrass out of there, so I am going to have to go in there and weed it by hand or with my little cultivator and hand. But some of my tomatoes. Here's the overall view of the garden. We did start a new little garden over here, and I've been planting some gladiolus. I planted 4 rows of 3, so 12 gladiolus in here. And then I had some seeds I started. These are mammoth sunflowers. I got a couple of them coming up, but I think there's only 2. They're old seeds, so I don't know if they'll come up. But I do have 1 or 2, if that's not a weed, over here. And we've got sunflowers. Some of them are gonna make it. That one and that one there, that one back there, this one here are gonna make it. That one, I don't know. We'll let him stick around and we'll see what happens. He's got a little leaf there. Hopefully he makes it. That one, also same situation. He's got a little leaf off the bottom, but I don't know if that one's gonna make it. Let's start on the end here. We got watermelon cantaloupe right here, and here, and pickling cucumbers down there on the end. This is the first time we've grown watermelon and cantaloupe. It's my first experience with it. Got Black Beauty watermelon, and I don't know what kind of cantaloupe. It just said cantaloupe, so I'm just guessing it's kind of a generic, common cantaloupe. But we kind of kept some space between it and the rest of the garden so that we can put some fencing around it and let it climb. Since it vines out, I don't know how far out it's going to vine. It could get quite pervasive, and we might have to prune it back. We'll have to see. Then we got to get the trellis on the pickling cucumbers yet. They're looking good. They're almost to the size where we need the trellis, so they can start vining up it. I got some long eggplants. There's a long variety. And then I got something new this year. We didn't plant any jalapenos this year, but instead we planted Hungarian hot wax peppers. So they say they're medium. We'll see if we can tolerate them. Our jalapenos last year were really freaking hot, so we'll see what happens with these Hungarian hot wax. John gave me a bite of one of these peppers that fell off, and it was pretty hot. So I don't know. We should have just stuck with the jalapenos this year. Then we've got some Anaheims. Got a couple Anaheims. And we got sweet banana peppers behind those going on down. We got some mini bells. These are mini bells. Yep, mini bells. They're starting to get a little bigger. These are like your little salad bell peppers that you have, those little mini peppers in the store that you buy. And then down there on the very end, we'll walk back over there. I just planted another eggplant, but this is a Black Beauty, I guess, eggplant. It gets fatter than the other long eggplants. And then I did lose a sweet banana pepper and a California Wonder bell pepper. We got California Wonders here. Those are looking pretty good. I do have a little pepper growing on here. Look at that. There's a pepper growing on there. And there's one over there too. So we got California Wonders. Green, those are just your standard green bells. And then we got some Romas. Those two in the middle are the ones that I had to replace because I lost a couple. There were a couple plants that were really intertwined root-wise, and I think that's what happened with those. The roots were too intertwined, and when I pulled them apart, it just really weakened one of the plants. Now these are the first tomatoes we planted. They're doing fantastic. Look at that. We got a tomato on there. These are our slicer tomatoes. They are 4th of July. They're supposed to have tomatoes by the 4th of July. I don't know if that one's going to be ready by the 4th of July, but we did get them in late, so what can you do? And then down here, this one's got a tomato. This one, there's my little tag. Oh boy, I lost the tag, so I don't know what this one is. I know I planted them by like how early they ripen. So this might be an early girl. I got a sweet seedless. There's nothing, oh, there is a tomato on there. Look at that, right there, a little tiny one. But this is a sweet seedless. Oh, there's the tag for this one. Right here. Ah, sweet seedless. Okay, so we have 2 sweet seedless. And then this one's got tomatoes growing on it. And the tag's on the other side. I think this might be my mortgage lifter. Nope, it's my red zebra. Look at those, cool. Red zebras. And mortgage lifter right here. This one does not have any tomatoes on it, but it is a later. Takes a little longer for those to produce. And then we got one more down here. It's a pink brandywine. So it's got flowers. I went through and I took all the suckers off today. I weeded around the base of the plants. Oh, here's my, he's popping back up. That's my volunteer Roma that came up over in the onions. I'll see how he does. I had an extra space down here, so I just threw him in here. He's popping back. He looked pretty sad when I first planted him, but I gave him some water, moved him out away from all the weeds and the onions over there. Now this is my Black Beauty eggplant. See, it's got that purpleness tinge to its stalk and leaves. This will get the big fat eggplants on it. I thought it'd be nice to have some fried eggplant. And fried eggplant and fried tomatoes. Pretty yummy. So that's the garden update. I did lose my poblano. I replaced him with the eggplant. So we'll see what happens. And we got some, oh, this is, I forgot, we did have a different, this is a different pepper. This is an etuda. They're supposed to be a sweet pepper. We're gonna see what those are. They're supposed to be a sweet, but that's an etuda, or etuda. Everything's looking good. Hi, Leo. Are you a garden dog? Now, we had deer footprints in here this morning. I found deer tracks walking right through the middle of my garden. So I'm hoping that they don't start eating my garden plants. I didn't notice anything where they had been eating or munching on anything, but you never know. See, we added this part to the garden this year, so you see the different coloration of the soil. We dumped black dirt here years and years ago, and we've been putting bunny manure on this for years and tilling it in. And we hadn't used it for a while because we had the horses, we had our minis, and this was all grass back here. So we tilled this up, and it's working out pretty good for us the last couple of years. grow some nice tomatoes. We'll see how it does in the watermelon and cantaloupe. The pickles went nuts last year too, so we moved them down a little bit this year. We'll get that black dirt kind of worked in here. Next year, we might extend it out this way, because that tree, this mulberry tree here, has to go. It's a beautiful tree, but it's in the wrong place, and it's dropping all kinds of berries all over my garden. You can see it right here, and the roots are getting into my garden, and it makes it hard to till with all these roots. But yeah, there's mulberries on there. They're okay. They're not as sweet as they normally would be. That one's not ripe, so I'm not gonna eat that one. Find a good ripe one. Ah, there we go. Look at all these berries this year. Last year there was not very many. This year they're loaded. Lots and lots of berries. Let me see. This one looks done. Oh yeah, look at that. It's pretty good. Sweet. A friend of mine made jelly out of that, mulberry jam. Pretty good. A little on the seedy side. I kind of left it here for foraging, but I just can't have it intruding on my garden, so I have to do something about that this fall. Maybe take a little bit out of it now and a little bit out of it later, and the rest of it during the fall. Well, that's the garden update. Guess what I found? Look at there. It's our first one. And it's back here on the back side of the garage. Look at that. It's a happy little guy. Ooh. Hey there, buddy. A little windy today, so we bounced around a little bit. It looks happy. I'd say that's a number 4 instar. Might have to take him in. Have our very first one. Put him in a jar, let him go into chrysalis, and we'll release him. Yay! Monarch season has begun at Adventures in the Heartland. Have a great day. Bye.